Okay, I don't really know. I don't really know what to say in this video. And of course, I always have to start off with that because if I say I don't know how to start off this video, then some ideas and concepts will come to my mind. But I was just freaking wondering. How come the women of today, how come the younger generation of women, they don't come off as spiritual? Today's generation of younger women, they don't come off as spiritual in any way. And I'm not talking about this tarot card, frickin' crystal, I'm not trying to talk about this, how you would know, like, how to use these tarot cards and, you know, how crystals give you energy and bullshit like that. I'm talking about just, in a way, seeking out this, you know, this deeper wisdom, this higher wisdom that the younger generation of women, you just don't see them have that today. Because these younger generation of women, they were raised on iPads. They were raised on cell phones. They were raised on any kind of artificial technology that you could think of. But you know, when I was growing up, you always found me outside. You always found me outside doing some kind of like weird shit with like the trees. You always found me outside doing some kind of weird shit with the dirt. Riding my bike in the dirt. You know, taking the dogs out and attaching them to my bike and like just thinking like, you know, like I'm in some kind of like wilderness adventure with like these dogs. And you know, that was the kind of childhood I had. You know, that was the kind of childhood I remember. I remember most of my childhood being outside and doing all this kind of like outrageous, you know, some kind of you know, I was playing outside. I was never really on an iPad. I was never really watching the TV unless it was some kind of like music video playing, or you know, I was playing video games or something like that. But you always, you know, as a child, you know, if you found me as a child, I would always be outside. I would never be, you know, you never really found my face in the TV. I always enjoyed the outdoors. So, you know, of today's younger women, like you always see them, like, you know, their faces are always in their iPads or they're always in their cell phones or, you know, stuff like that. And yeah, today's generation of women are just not, they're, you know, they don't have a spiritual bone in their body, you know, like they don't really want to think outside the status quo. They always want to be, you know, they always want to be on their iPads. They always want to be on their cell phones, you know. But, you know, I was never really raised like that, you know. I never really wanted my face, like, just in front of, like, an artificial, you know, I never really wanted to just put my face in front of an artificial, you know, an artificial technology like that, like constantly, like all the time. And, but, we see this everywhere. We see all this, public display of, like, all these, like, technological, things, like everywhere, And I really didn't want to rush into this video, really. I wanted some more time to really think about what I was gonna say, but I figured I would just put out, upload a lame little video just to put on my channel for people to listen to, because I see that a lot of people on YouTube, they're making a lot of, like, they're making a lot of, like, good videos, and just like when I come on here and make a video, it's just I think, like, well, my video is not good, my video is not good, because I don't really have much to talk about, and yeah. I really didn't want to rush into this video, but I rushed right into it, and sometimes I try and just say what's on my mind, but sometimes when I say what's on my mind, it's not good. It's not good at all. And sometimes it takes some time. It takes some time to just get off social media, get off YouTube for a while, so that you can, like, collect your thoughts about what you want to say, but figured I would just come on here anyway today and make a video. But yeah, I've noticed that I've noticed that today's, the younger generation of women who are being brought up today, they don't have a spiritual bone in their body. Because they're raised, once they're old enough to, like, see what a television is, when they're raised and they're old enough to see what a television is, to see what an iPad is, to see what a computer is, it's just like, things have drastically changed since when I was younger, and when I was about, like, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, like, I still didn't have a cell phone, I didn't have a cell phone, and I forgot the actual age of when I did receive one. Probably, it was probably, like, the end of middle school, it was probably, like, when I was, that time frame of when I was actually getting out of middle school was when I actually received a cell phone or something. It was when I was actually entering high school. Coming out of middle school, I think, is when I actually received a cell phone. I mean, I think that's right. I'm not really sure. I've forgotten, since it was so long ago, and but yeah, times have changed. Times have changed Because when I actually received a cell phone, like I wasn't really sure on like how to send. When I actually received a cell phone myself, I did not know how to actually send pictures or um any kind of like I didn't know how to use like any kind of like enhanced app like that like on a cell phone yet, so you know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what else to say in this recording. I'm just making a random little stupid video. So the women of the younger generation, I have to say this again, women of the younger generation don't know how to be spiritual because they don't really know how to look for the answers, but that's if you're really seeking like a higher wisdom anyway, which most people on the planet are not doing. So I don't know. I don't really know what's so different about me. Maybe I just came to a realization that, like I don't have much, and maybe if I raised my mind, maybe if I raised my heart frequency, I could possibly find some sort of higher knowledge and wisdom and justice that I've never really received in the past before. Maybe me thinking that, I was like, okay, well, that's something that I could grow into and learn, that I could gain through all this confusion that we have to go through in this matrix reality. Maybe I just came to that realization, and maybe the younger generations will come to that realization too. I'm not really sure about the females though, because the females are just operating on like a moon matrix Venus illusion, and they're only concerned about what they can extract resources from. That's all the younger generation females think about nowadays. Is the younger generation of females, they just think about extracting resources from whatever man they can get, whatever man they can manipulate, and to them, like, somewhat thinking they have control over the system, but really they don't. They're just, the younger women of today, like they want to act masculine, and they're just thinking that, they have power over the masculine when they're not really doing anything to gain the man's favor, in their own favor. They're just thinking, like on a soul level, like they're not really thinking about that on a soul level. Like they're just thinking about that for just financial gain and resources and all that kind of bull crap. So that's all the modern woman thinks about today. That's all the younger generation of women are thinking about today. Is they're just thinking about how much money they can get from the system, from the man, anywhere they can get, without really actually like using their heart or using their soul for any kind of purpose. Because most younger women of today's generation, they're not thinking about purpose. Most younger women of today's generation, they're not thinking about any kind of spiritual purpose or any kind of purpose that, you know, which in turn I think makes them soulless because, we all know that money, the currency of money does not have a soul, but what has a soul is gold, actual gold, silver, bronze, zinc, all those natural materials. All those natural materials that actually have value and not the paper money. Those actual materials have a soul. And when you're thinking like that, when you're thinking like, okay, my purpose is for the soul evolution of the earth. Like I know that gold has value. I know that silver has value. I know that bronze has value. So in any case, that means that my soul has value because I'm thinking like that on a mental level. I'm thinking, more on like a mental level instead of the physical. Because, that matters too. And, they don't want the general population of people to know this because they just want people to remain soulless and remain zombies out here in this Matrix world. And that's all that's mainly the goal that they wanna like, that's the main premise that they want people to feel on this earth, because this earth is nothing but an energy loosh harvesting farm. This earth is nothing but a loosh energy harvesting farm, and these beings just want to like get a high. These parasitical beings who rule over Earth, they just want to get a high off of everybody's negative energy. This is what it's come to. This is what it's come to. And a lot of people are waking up to this, but I'm not sure if it's enough. So I want you guys to be aware of what's actually taking place, because I've been listening to more of RFG Chosen One's videos, like wherever he posts his videos, and I've just been gaining knowledge off that, and I want to get it out onto YouTube, because he's not on YouTube anymore. Like, they permanently banned him. They permanently banned RFG Chosen One from YouTube, and I'm just trying to pick up the pieces. I'm trying to get all this knowledge out in his stead. So, he said that he wasn't going to make another YouTube channel, and I totally understand, because, once you make a main YouTube on your channel, like, these people are just listening to you, and they're listening to what you say, and they're gonna pinpoint like every little thing that they're freaking upset with on the freaking website. So I totally understand. I totally understand why he had moved to other platforms, because the hidden spiritual truth is like really hard to find, and you can only find it if your heart and soul like within yourself, like wants to seek that. But, you know, we have millions and billions of people on this planet, listening to all kinds of different content, like in the world. And it's just hard to be, it's very difficult to be somebody who actually has the courage to stand out, you know, to call this world out for its bullshit. And it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to do that, and most people are just run on a fear program. Most people out here in the Matrix world, in the Matrix program, they're just run off of a fear that that they think they're not going to be accepted by most of the majority of people who who want to comply to all this lower frequency, lower knowledge bullshit. So they try their best to to just try and like comply to that, or just try to just trying to not feel left out from the norm of what we're going through every day. But that's not me, that's not me. I'm gonna voice out what needs to be heard. I don't care. I don't give a damn if the world doesn't accept me. I don't care. I don't give a damn if the world doesn't accept me. I'm gonna do what I have to do to wake up the people. I'm gonna do what I have to do to try and wake up more people by putting my videos out there on my channel. So nothing else is gonna stop me, because this is something that I love to do. This is something that I love to do, and I'm not just gonna follow like the rest of the herd. I'm not just gonna follow the rest of the sheep. I'm a black sheep. I'm a black sheep woman who wants things to change. I really want things to change, but these kind of things are just completely out of my hands, especially in this world. A lot of things are just completely out of my hands, especially in this world. So, but I'm thinking, at least I still have a voice, and I can post on social media. I can post my voice on social media. And some people will listen, at least that's a step in the right direction. So yeah.